Hey everybody, Jambart here. This is not one of my normal scheduled releases of video. This is an update that I just got about Hashflare. So I just got home from work and I noticed somebody emailed me and said that the price for Hashflare went up. So I wanted to take a look as well and see what was going on. So I can give you guys an update. So it looks like this is the Hashflare main page here, and if you go to pricing, it'll take you down to their pricing. And so if you saw my previous videos, we did calculations based on the previous price, which was $1.50 per 10 gigahashes. Looks like the price has gone up now to $2.20 per gigahash. And so the thing that I wanted to explore today is it still profitable to use Hashflare even with this new price increase? So we're going to look at that. First off, I just want to say that this is not the first time that Hashflare has raised the prices. When I first bought in August, I bought at the end of August, and I was able to buy my contracts for $1.20 for 10 gigahashes. And then the next week, they raised the price when the price of Bitcoin went from 2,500 up to 5,000. They also, in kind, they increased their price from $1.20 to $2.40. Now, they had that for about 2 weeks, and then there was such a kickback from the community that they actually dropped the price down to $1.50. So, and now that the price of Bitcoin has gone all the way up to 16,000, between 5,000 and 16,000 or 18,000, they have not raised the price of the per gigahash price. So it's been at $1.50, all the way from $5,000 up to $19,000, even $20,000. And I know Bitcoin's down a little bit today, but so the fact that they're raising the price on there doesn't necessarily really surprise me. I mean, yes, it sucks, but at the same time, this is a company. They are trying to make money, and so the fact that they raised their price, I guess just doesn't really surprise me. You got to remember that these contracts are they are subject to change. If you look through the terms and conditions, they are not. It's not set in stone. They have a clause in there that says that they can change the terms at any point, at any time in the contract, and there's nothing us as the customer can do about it. So also they have pointed out here that it is limited stock. And this kind of makes sense because Hashflare has been like the only place to actually be able to buy Bitcoin mining at a reasonable price. Hashing 24 is out, Genesis Mining is out, it's not available. Some of the other sites are extremely way more expensive, and I'm actually looking into those sites right now, trying to figure out if it's worth our money to be able to invest in those sites or not. But as of right now, still even at $2.20, the best deal is Hashflare. So it does say limited stock here. So I know we had talked about a compounding strategy in a way to multiply your Bitcoin even up to 10 times. But if they have a limited stock and the reinvestment portion won't last forever, we don't know how long it's going to last for. So what I want to explore today is just by buying a mining contract and holding it, is that still going to be profitable? So let's look. Let's see what we got here. So I got the Hashflare calculator, and previously the cost per terahash was $150 per 1 terahash. So now it's going to be $220 per terahash. Well, let's look at what the baseline was. So if you were to invest, let's just say, for example, so the price of Bitcoin today is $16,800, and if you wanted to invest let's just call it $3,000 in 1 year, and this is if you are withdrawing every day. There's no compounding whatsoever. So we're trying to figure out what we would have. So if you bought at the previous price, $3,000, you would get 20 terahash, and the Bitcoin equivalent would be 0.1785 Bitcoin. Now, with our baseline assumptions that we've talked about before, which are the Bitcoin price increasing at 8% every 2 weeks, as well as the mining difficulty increasing 8% every 2 weeks, and then the minimum reinvest being $1.50. So what our results would be is we would be, in 1 year from now, we will have totally withdrawn 0.419 Bitcoin, which is more than double. It's about 2.5 of what our initial investment was. And then the US dollar value, estimated US dollar value, would be about $52,000 by mining for 1 year based off on one $3,000 contract. And of course, if you would have just bought Bitcoin for $3,000 and held it, then it's estimated that in 1 year that Bitcoin would be worth $22,000. Okay, so those are our baseline assumptions. Now, let's see. Actually, I'll just do this. So I'm going to go to Move and Copy. I'm going to create a copy of this. And so, all right, so this would be, I'm just going to label this the new price. Okay, so we can compare them side by side. So for the new price, it's going to be $220 per terahash. And the minimum reinvest is 2.20. Okay, and then I need to figure out what the current difficulty is. So I'm going to go to Crypto Compare Mining Calculator. And let's see, for 1 Bitcoin, 1 terahash. All right, so the difficulty has increased. So it's now 0.001342. So I'm going to enter that number in here. 0.001342. Okay. And, okay, so using that, with those new parameters, if we invest $3,000 today at the new price, you will, let's see, if you get 13.63 terahash, and if you don't reinvest at all, then your Bitcoin will increase from 0.1785 to 0.235. Okay, so it did go up. Oops, let me minus that. And let me get out of the scientific, we'll go to a standard calculator here. So if we look at this and we just do what percentage increase is that going to be? So let's go 0.2359 minus 0.1785, and we'll divide that by the original number, 0.17885. Okay, so that's a 32% increase in your Bitcoin. So if you were to buy contracts today using Hashflare and you don't do any compounding whatsoever, you're going to get a 32% increase on your Bitcoin over 1 year. So so that changes the formula significantly. And let's see, so if we go back to the other page that we had, the previous price with no compounding, so let's look at that. We're going to use the same 0.4196 minus 0.1785 equals, and then we'll divide that by the original. All right, so the original was 135% increase, and now according to the new price, it's a 32% increase on the on your contracts. Now that's no compounding whatsoever. So guys, I'm running through these numbers for the very first time with you here, so I didn't, pre-calculate this. So let's see what our results are if we did the compounding. And so let's create a new copy of this one. And then let's rename this tab here. Compounding new price. Okay. Excuse me. And I'm going to put that next to the other one, so I'll have them right next to each other. So compounding new price, let's go 220. And we'll put the price 16,800 and 0.0001342. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what yep, 13342. 1342. Okay, so looking at it here, day 365, and let's change this to 2.2. Okay. So according to the new, if we did the previous strategy said that if we compounded for the first 190 days, and let's see, let's fix the price to be the same. Okay, if we compounded before, then we would have a significant, anywhere between 7 to 10 times our Bitcoin. But now, with the new, using the same strategy, not changing anything, it's just new prices at an increased difficulty. So now we actually compounding after 1 year. What that does is there is no increase in the amount of Bitcoin that you earn over the period of 1 year. Now remember, because you are compounding, now you have contracts that extend longer than 1 year. So really, we could check this if we wanted to. We could check this because if we scroll down, we see that we were compounding for the first 190 days, and then we were doing it every other day. So in 6 months, you're able to. Now, I'm not saying this is the best strategy. I'm just showing you guys comparison, right? So let's say 540 days, a year and a half. All right, so now that's when you start to see your increase in Bitcoin. So 0.26 Bitcoin there after a year and a half, and let's go after 2 years. Oops, my spreadsheet doesn't go out that far. Okay, so now 0.17 to 0.3. Okay, so yeah, compounding definitely does not have the same effect that it did before at the new price. So it looks like if you want to mine, probably just the safest strategy would be to just take your daily withdrawals every day, or just take the payouts every day and not actually reinvest. Now, this is at the current numbers. This all can change. This stuff kind of changes all the time. And so, for instance, we make the assumption that Bitcoin has been going up 8% over the past year. So I want to show you guys something real fast here, and you got to use the scientific calculator to show you this. So at the beginning of the year, the price of Bitcoin was $1,000. Now, I make the assumption that every 2 weeks, the price increases by 8%. So a lot of people have been pointing out that that's actually not correct, that the price has actually been increasing faster than 8%. And they are correct, but I was trying to give a conservative number so that way people, don't overestimate, but you underestimate. It's kind of like that, the maxim that says, under promise and overperform. So I want to show you what it really is over the past year. So let's see, if we take 1,000 and we times that by 1.08 and we take that to the 26th power. So, and the reason I did the 26th power is because there's 52 weeks in a year, but every 2 weeks, so you just divide 52 weeks by 2, and now you have 26 weeks. And so because an increase of 8% is an actual logarithmic scale or exponential increase, so that's why you have to use to the power of function. And so in this case, 1,000 times 8% every 2 weeks is to the 26th power. So at an 8% increase, theoretically, the price should only be $7,396. So actually, the Bitcoin price is much, much higher than that. So what you'll see here is that 1,000 times 1.12, and if we take that to the 26th power, you see that's more realistic. So the price of Bitcoin has actually increased by 12% every 2 weeks for the last year. Now, I'm not saying it's going to continue that way. I'm just saying that's what it's done for this past year. Because 19,000, we've already hit 19,000. Now we've dropped a little bit, but my expectation is that the price of Bitcoin will go back up. So now let's see how that affects our compounding if we say that the price of Bitcoin is going to increase 12%. So let's put that in there. Okay, now, I'm sorry, that's at the old price. Let me put it at the new price. 12%. Okay, it makes a significant difference. A significant difference. So over the course of 1 year, using compounding, you can essentially triple. So it looks like the results now are 0.45 Bitcoin, and you started with 0.17. So if we take 0.4552 and divide that by 0.17, 85. So it's 2.5 times. So if Bitcoin actually continues to go up at 12%, you can actually triple your Bitcoin by using the compounding strategy. Now let's see what happens. Excuse me. If at the new price, what happens if the price of Bitcoin triples? So now you have a, let's see. Whoops, sorry there. And guys, I'm just running through the numbers with you. We're trying to see, the different things that are going on here. So let's see. 0.2472 minus 0.1785 equals, and we divide that by 0.1785. Okay, so now it's a 38% increase based on the new price if Bitcoin keeps going up. So, and that's if it goes up at 12%. Now, of course, you can play with these numbers any way that you want. If you think that the difficulty is going to increase faster than 8%, you can make that prediction on there. In fact, let's say we bump it up to 10, and you're going to see that the numbers change pretty significantly if the difficulty goes up at a faster rate than 8% every 2 weeks. So what I've seen is sometimes it'll go up by 2%, 3%, and then some weeks it'll increase by 15%, and then the next week it'll go down by 5%. And then, it's real inconsistent, but over time, that average is about 8% as it goes up the difficulty ladder. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to show you guys there. The last thing is Hashflare, their Facebook site here. So they do put updates on their Facebook site, and you can see here that they still are having issues with withdrawals. So they temporarily disabled the withdrawals. So, when you see that there, essentially that just means, I don't withdraw every day from Hashflare. I usually wait once a week because instead of nickel and diming myself and going in there and withdrawing every day, I just go about once a week. And so that way I've built up, instead of getting paid $25 a day, now I can come, and when I've earned $207, then I'll make a withdrawal. And then the next week, after I made another $200, I'll make a withdrawal. And so, that's kind of how I do it. And it's just easier for me. But if you're one of those people that wants to go in there and withdraw every day, sure, that's fine. Just realize too, though, that, there are fees associated with those withdrawals every day. I still have, from other programs, I still have withdrawals that I made that I'm still waiting on back from December 5th. And, I cannot wait to get my withdrawals out of there. Also, as a warning, just so you guys know, because I am having this issue as well, that the blockchain wallet, so the blockchain wallet has been my bread and butter, my go-to. But recently I've been having an issue with them because let's go back to the main thing here. I have 3 pending transactions that are supposed to be coming into me, and because those 3 pending are still coming in and they have not been confirmed yet, so they're still sitting there in the blockchain in the mempool, just waiting to be confirmed. So now blockchain won't let me do any withdrawals. So I can't make any transactions whatsoever. They say I have too many small pending receiving transactions, and until those get cleared up, we won't let you make any withdrawals, which really sucks because now I have 0 access to my money on this wallet. So I don't know if anybody has any ways around that, but just in general, realize that if anybody does use the blockchain wallet and you have too many pending transactions, they will just cut you off and they will not let you make any transactions. So I'm really pissed about that, and hopefully I can find a way. I've talked to their customer service, and they just gave me a canned response. And I emailed them back and I was like, please give me a real response. Don't give me this canned answer. And, they still haven't gotten back to me. So I'm not too happy with blockchain wallet right now. Anyway, so those are the updates. Just wanted to give you guys that. And you guys can make your own determinations. Of course, if you want to get the Hashflare calculator, you can go to my website, which is investingwithjambart.com, and click on the calculators, and you can download the Hashflare calculator for yourself there. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.